This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Western allies are ready to send new military might to Ukraine to fight the war with Russia. Germany's just announced its approved battle tanks. The Biden administration could be next. Correspondent Cammie McCormick has our top story.
For the U.S., this would mean sending M1 Abrams tanks, but they're difficult to maintain and fuel guzzlers and could take months or even years to deliver. The Germans say they will deliver their Leopard 2 tanks and allow other countries to do the same. Berlin hopes the promise of U.S. tanks will decrease any backlash it would face from Russia. Moscow calls it all a disastrous plan. The Ukrainians hope it will be a game changer in the war.
Pope Francis speaking out against criminalizing homosexuality.
Ser homosexual no es un delito.
He tells the Associated Press God loves all his children, just as they are. The Pope calling on Catholic bishops who support criminalization to welcome LGBTQ people into the church. Millions of people in the Gulf states are under warnings and watches a day after more than a dozen reported twisters tore through. This man near Houston witnessed
chaos. The metal was crashing, the glass was breaking out.
Tens of thousands of customers have no power, no reports of death or serious injuries. But WCBS meteorologist Craig Allen says there's more bad weather in store.
Some very intense thunderstorms from approximately Atlanta and on down through the Gulf Coast states, which will include areas like Mobile Bay over towards Panama City. Tallahassee is in line for some strong thunderstorms as well.
About 1,000 people held a candlelight vigil near L.A. last night to honor the 11 killed at a dance club Saturday.
Our hope that our community will recover.
Amy Lou among the attendees in Monterey Park.
We're still all in shock. The community is reeling, and we're all here to support each other and really help each other get through this really heartbreaking time.
The suspect in the shootings at 2 mushroom farms in northern Monterey Bay is expected to make that Half Moon Bay is expected to be arraigned on 7 murder counts today. Republicans reacting to the discovery of documents marked classified found at former Vice President Mike Pence's home. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham.
Clearly, we've got a problem here. Hopefully, when this is all said and done, maybe we're overclassifying things. That may be part of the problem. But count me in for getting this fixed.
A look back with Paul McCartney.
Yesterday.
A batch of photos he snapped with a 35mm camera in the early 60s when the Beatles first took the world by storm will go on display at the National Portrait Gallery in London in June. S&P futures down 24. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, this is Nick Cannon. They say they'll get your biggest tax refund. Jackson Hewitt says your biggest tax refund guaranteed. And a chance to double your tax refund. Thousands in weekly prizes during the Double Your Refund sweepstakes. Your biggest refund times 2, twice the money. So forget about them. File your taxes on the double at Jackson Hewitt today.
No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to U.S. residents 18 or older who file a 2022 federal tax return. Promotion ends 4/2/23. Visit jacksonhewitt.com for rules.
Streaming only on Peacock. From the mind of Rian Johnson, the writer-director of Knives Out.
Miss Gale, you've got this gift. Always known the truth.
I only know if something is a lie. The real trick of it is to figure out why.
Natasha Lyonne is Charlie Cale.
It wasn't an accident. I think there's been a murder.
You watch too much Dateline.
A new 10-part mystery series.
Wolves on my fender. I gotta keep moving. I have been kind of a death magnet.
Poker Face, streaming January 26th, only on Peacock.
After a 20-year run, it's over and out for Panic at the Disco.
Frontman Brendan Urie's high hopes are now with his wife as they are about to welcome their first child. He says he wants to put his focus and energy on his family. The group was formed in 2004 by Urie and his childhood friends, and they've gone on to have a host of hits. Their final tour begins next month. Matt Piper, CBS News.
They've talked about it on their E-reality series.
How are we going to do it with kids and these crazy dogs?
It's going to be quite a handful.
Now Parenthood is a reality for Paris Hilton and her husband, Carter Rome. The couple, both 41, have welcomed their first child together, a son, via surrogate. Hilton shared the news on Instagram with a close-up of the baby gripping her thumb. Caption, "You're already loved beyond words." Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
At Staples, you can count on every project being print perfect, guaranteed.
I need presentations and brochures printed, and they have to be perfect.
Your bounded presentations, brochures with the finest folds, and more will be done right every time. That's our Print Big promise. Now at Staples, get $10 off your document printing and marketing materials order of $50 or more, plus 20% back via store bonus. Try Staples and see the difference. Ends 2/25. Rewards members only. Bonus must be redeemed in store. See staples.com/stores/printbig for details.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, health.
Tim, this isn't working. Something's got to change.
I know.
I just can't put up with Verizon's ridiculous rate hike last year.
Yeah, it was AT&T for me.
If this is going to work, we need to switch to T-Mobile. We'll get their price lock guarantee, which means they won't raise our rates for talk, text, and data ever.
Just think, when we're old and gray, they still won't have raised our rates. We'll look back on all the memories. Our first house, our golden anniversary, and price lock guarantee will be there for all of them. We'll tell our grandchildren how T-Mobile never raised our rates. Not once.
Okay, Tim. We've only been dating for a month. But that does sound really nice.
It's time to dump Verizon and AT&T, who raised rates on millions last year. Switch to T-Mobile and get 4 lines for $25 a line. Plus, with our price lock guarantee, we won't raise the price of your rate plan for talk, text, and data, ever. Switch today.
4 lines for $25 per line with autopay, plus taxes and fees. $5 more per month without autopay. Price lock for qualifying services excludes taxes, fees, select promos, and third-party services. See T-Mobile.com for details.
Injuries and illnesses that require immediate attention can happen anytime, any day of the week. That's why TJ Urgent Care is open daily, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Their team of doctors and nurse practitioners are highly trained in caring for your family's urgent health care needs. With on-site lab, radiology, and pharmacy, TJ Urgent Care provides the ultimate convenience. No appointment is needed, and TJ Urgent Care is open 7 days a week. TJ Urgent Care, located at the TJ Health Pavilion in Glasgow. TJ Urgent Care, total local care.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Well, it's Wednesday morning, and good morning to you. 6:07, James Coates with you, back in the saddle, and we're off to a little bit warmer this morning than yesterday. We're at 41 degrees now, but we do have some more rain in the forecast. And some high winds today. We'll tell you about that coming up here in just a moment with our 6 o'clock weather forecast. Weather today, birthdays today on this Wednesday, the 25th. Today is already the 25th. 1 month ago today was Christmas. Can you believe that? Time is really getting away from us. Happy birthday today to several great folks in our listening area. Charlie Polson, happy birthday to you. We have Mitch Nethery, 89 today. Happy birthday to Mike Richardson. We have Tyler Hammer on the birthday list. Happy birthday to a buddy of mine, Leslie Hudgens, right here in Glasgow. Leslie Hudgens, hope you have a great day. Birthday wish to Bill Johnson. That's from Gavin, Garrett, and Camden. Happy birthday to you. And also Gracie Myatt, who is 15 today. That's from your family. Anniversaries, we have James and Pam Staples, 25 years, and that makes them good as gold today as well. James and Pam Staples celebrating 25 years of wedding bliss. So if you see James or Pam today, be sure and pat them on the back. Tell them they are, in fact, good as gold. From all of us here at WCLU, the Big Willie, and, of course, a little taste of Texas. That means their name goes in the hat for Friday's drawing here on Good Morning Live. We take our good as gold folks each day. We write their names down. Actually, Nellie does a fine job typing all that up for us and putting it in our lucky hat, and we draw a name out on Fridays just before 8 o'clock. And we'll send somebody to a little taste of Texas, and you can eat mighty fine there and enjoy the surroundings the Texas way. All right, folks, 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Get those birthdays and anniversaries in to us, and we'll give you a big shout-out, not only here, but on the Big Willie, too, throughout the day. 6:09, here's your weather forecast, and you may want to grab that hairspray this morning. The National Weather Service, folks, has issued a wind advisory in effect today, 80% chance of rain. We'll top out today at 51. We'll have winds 10 to 15, basically increasing to 20 to 25, but winds could reach as high today as 47 miles per hour. Tonight, more rain, 40% chance. Breezy again, a low down to 33 with winds near 26 miles per hour. Thursday tomorrow, a sprinkle or two, and maybe a snowflake or two on your Thursday. It'll be mostly cloudy, high of 37. Cloudy Thursday night, down to 25. Friday will end the work week, mostly sunny, 45. Friday night, mostly cloudy, dipping to 32. Mostly sunny Saturday, and warmer, high of 53. Scattered showers Saturday night, 50% chance, mostly cloudy and 41. And on Sunday, we'll end the weekend with rain likely, 70% chance. A cloudy day, high of 49. Monday, it'll be cloudy and 48. Again today, Glasgow, wind advisory in effect. 80% chance of rain, today's high of 51, with winds possibly reaching 47 miles per hour. 89% humidity right now here in Glasgow. Pressure, 29.62. Now, winds are already at 12 miles per hour this morning. Precipitation, I'm showing about 35/100ths of an inch since midnight. Visibility, 12 miles. Be safe this morning. Sunrise coming up at 6:51. Sunset tonight, 5:01 p.m. I'm liking it. All right, it's 6:11. We're at 41 degrees this morning here at WCLU. Coming up round one, 6 o'clock morning edition of Your Local News with Brendan Crane. He's in the newsroom and ready to go this morning. Also, don't forget about local obituaries. Following that, we'll check your local sports and just all kinds of things to talk about and cover this hour. So stay with us here on Good Morning Live.
Cold temps are here again, and that unfortunately means increased energy bills, even if you don't turn up your thermostat or plug in a heater. Why is that? It has to do with the biggest energy user in your home, your HVAC unit. During the coldest times of the year, your unit works harder and longer to keep your home at your desired temperature. That increased runtime means an increase in total electric usage. Learn all the facts about winter energy bills at glasgowepb.com/support.
At Rural King, we continue to lower our prices, like 40-pound bags of classic blend birdseed, now on sale for just $10.99. And perfect for cold weather lunches and dinners, family-sized bags of Bear Creek soup mixes are only $2.99 a piece. Finally, save your floors from seasonal slush and mud and save $2 on heavy-duty doormats, now just $12.99. Stock up at ruralking.com or your neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, January 25th, 41 degrees and 6:13 is your time. Welcome to WCLU Local News. It's the 6 o'clock morning edition. It's great to be with you today. As always, I'm Brendan Crane. Lots to go over today. And again, that wind advisory in effect for your day, and that is going to be picking up. It's overcast out there right now. A little bit of sunlight trying to peek through the clouds, at least where we're looking at. But looks like we are going to have more precipitation on the way. We'll have a check of that full forecast for you a little bit later on. Magistrates approved Tuesday a plan to allow the Deputy Barron County Judge Executive certain authority in the absence of Jamie Byrd. Bo Jones was hired as the Deputy Judge Executive earlier this month. He succeeds Nancy Houchins, who served in the role for several years. Byrd, who's the Judge Executive, said she selected Jones based on his military experience with the National Guard and his work with the Barron County Sheriff's Office.
I'm very, very busy, but trying to get back to as many people as possible. But by having someone to step in to help, it's huge.
Now, Kentucky state law does allow a deputy judge executive to act in the event of emergencies. The deputy cannot preside at meetings or cast votes, however. That vote's passed with unanimous approval to appoint Jones to that position and give him authority. And developing today, the superintendent of the city's Department of Public Works has been fired. Glasgow Mayor Henry Royce issued a letter last Friday to Roger Simmons, who was the then superintendent, and notified him of his termination. It was effective January 20th. The letter saying, quote, "The reason for your removal is that in my judgment as mayor, the efficient operation of the Department of Public Works cannot be best achieved by your continued leadership of this department," unquote. Royce issued a series of rehires fewer than 3 weeks ago upon entering office. Just as a formality, Simmons, he was included in that list. Now, Simmons was the highest paid employee within the city government. He was hired under the administration of previous mayor Harold M.D. Armstrong. His salary, obtained in an open records request last summer, it was $84,000. Now, Royce also handed down a termination for Sean Simmons, who's a relative of Rogers and the former assistant landfill manager. WCLU News sought comment from Royce late Tuesday afternoon to no avail. It's unclear who will be placed in those positions. And we do have limited information about an incident yesterday afternoon involving Glasgow police at Little Caesars here in Glasgow. That's there in the corridor there, straight across the street from El Mazatlan and next to the Popeyes restaurant. Now, we understand yesterday afternoon, sometime in that 3 o'clock hour or so, or 2 o'clock hour rather, they were being called to Little Caesars. Apparently, a subject was inside being combative. Staff had exited the store. The manager remained inside, and police went inside the restaurant there. We don't have a lot of insight into what happened next, but we do understand from Glasgow police that they did have a few officers assaulted, and then there was even an employee hurt, potentially. Now, when we checked in last night around 6 p.m., we understand that there was still one officer at the hospital and had not been released yet, but Major Terry Flatt with the Glasgow Police Department, he tells us that officer had minor injuries because of that event. The subject there, they were arrested and taken to the Barron County Jail, and upon looking at that, we did not have a booking photo to see all of the charges, but they did face several, including second-degree robbery. We're expected to hear more information from police this morning, and we'll update you about that as soon as we hear. Applications are now available for Kentucky high school students interested in serving on the Commissioner's Student Advisory Council. The group meets monthly with Kentucky Education Commissioner Jason Glass and Kentucky Department of Education staff to discuss how decisions made by officials affect students across the state. The appointment is for 1 year, but consecutive appointments are possible if the students meet eligibility requirements. Education officials said in a statement that students who have ideas to improve public schools and student achievement are encouraged to apply. Applications must be submitted online, and they are due by March 9th. And if you're wondering how gas prices are shaping up this week, looks like gas prices have risen as demand increases and crude prices are climbing. The average price this week, $3.13 per gallon. Last week, it was $3 even, and this time last year, $2.92. So we are now back on that side where we are more expensive than we were either last week or even the year before. Now, Bowling Green was at $3.18, E-Town $3.14, Louisville $3.12, Owensboro $3.09, and Paducah at $3.12. That's the generic look across the region. Here in this region, we have some of the highest gas prices of the state of Kentucky. Now, again, drivers are appearing to take advantage of the recent milder weather in much of the nation by fueling up and hitting the road, AAA says. That's why gas prices have gone up just a bit. Today's average, it's 33 cents more than a month ago, 10 cents more than a year ago. And according to the information that we received from AAA at the close of Friday's formal trading session, West Texas Intermediate, they increased by 98 cents, settling at $81.31 per barrel. Crude prices, they rose at the end of last week as well due to increased market optimism that crude demand may be more robust than expected this year. You can find more information about that at gasprices.aaa.com. And lastly today, the City of Glasgow, they are going to be holding a special called Parks and Recreation meeting. That's going to be held next week. And here's what we know about that. It will be Tuesday afternoon at 4 p.m. at the Glasgow Parks and Recreation office. That's at 309 South Liberty Street here in Glasgow. Now, again, remember that they could always change the meeting place or time, but we'll let you know about this. On that special called agenda here, we have several items. They're going to be electing new officers, approving last meeting's minutes, but the big two items, or three items really, are they're going to be discussing the Richardson Stadium And what is that? Richardson Stadium, if you remember, is that baseball stadium there at Gorin Park that burnt last summer. It was the home for several years for Glasgow High School's baseball team and a number of other folks that simply passed through there. And that burnt to the ground. Essentially, it's made it completely where they cannot use it. They're going to be updating and discussing that, and they'll have discussions on restrooms. That's been on the agenda for several years now, updating restrooms at the city parks here in Glasgow, and for some reason, that's stalled out over the last few years. And finally, they're going to be doing a parks update with cameras, playground, walking trail, shelter, and gap. That is going to include a plethora of discussions there, and they'll hear about a tax update. It is 6:21 and 41 degrees. WCLU Local News. It's Wednesday, January 25th. Find us on the web, WCLUradio.com. Download our app, available for you free on your Android device or Apple device there. We send out updates just when you need them. Have a great day.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The Kentucky General Assembly has introduced a bill for legalized gambling in the state.
The Kentucky Council on Problem Gambling wants to make sure any legislation that legalizes sports gambling in Kentucky provides support services to help the addicted. The council's executive director, Mike Stone, says House Bill 106, which would legalize sports betting in Kentucky, does not.
Filed by the Democratic minority leadership in the House of Representatives the day after the governor's State of the State address, in which he called for legalization of sports gambling.
Stone says the horse racing industry, including Churchill Downs, already provides support services for gambling problems. I'm Matt Reese.
The Kentucky Education Department Commissioner's Student Advisory Council met with officials in Frankfort Tuesday. The group of students from schools across the state is a result of the Education Department wanting student input on school safety. Spandana Paviolori is a student from a Jefferson County school. Just this week, one of the JCPS schools had an incident where a gun fell out of a backpack. She tells WKYT-TV.
To come home and see that media headline about another incident, it makes you feel like it really could be you. It really could be your family. It really could be your friends. And that's definitely a scary, scary feeling to have.
The Student Advisory Council is part of a project started in May of last year following a Texas shooting. Dogs rescued from Tennessee are now in their forever homes in Kentucky. The Lexington Humane Society says all 7 dogs they took in from deplorable conditions have been adopted. Dozens of dogs were taken from a home in Tennessee after authorities found it to be a hoarding situation. I'm Sean McCormick.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The Kentucky Department for Community-Based Services is hiring. DCBS invites you to be part of an inclusive team of caring professionals that helps all Kentucky families through a rewarding career in family support or social services. They have job openings in their county offices across the state and offer great benefits like hybrid work schedule, competitive salary, paid holidays, and many opportunities for training and promotions, plus state employee discounts. Go online to chfs.ky.gov and enter DCBS jobs in the search field. It's a new day at DCBS. Join them, an equal opportunity employer, MFD.
Maybe you're not one of those frequent flyers, but sometimes you just want to hit the beach or see your new granddaughter or go to that out-of-state wedding. Whatever the reason for your getaway, if it involves flying in the U.S. or visiting a military base after May 3rd, 2023, you'll need a Kentucky Real ID driver's license or an ID that is Real ID compliant. Make a plan.
Most people will hesitate before planning a funeral in advance. The funeral? We'll arrange that when the time comes. But there's a lot to be said for advance planning. For one thing, you have the peace of mind of knowing that your arrangements have all been made. You can consider the options when your mind is clear, and you'll have the relief of knowing that your loved one will be well cared for. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
In area funeral announcements this hour, Julie Ann Templeman Jaggers, 48 of Hodgenville, died Monday at the medical center at Caverna. The Hart County native was born to the late Lenny Ray Templeman and Pat Templeman, who survives. She spent 26 years of her life with her husband and best friend, Sean Jaggers, who also survives. Julie worked as an assistant with Natural Health Center. She was a member of the Sanctuary of the Palms. Beside her husband, Sean, and her mother, Pat, she is survived by 3 children, Colton Ramos of Crestwood, Taylor McKenzie Jaggers of Scottsville, and Kaylee Brianne Jaggers of Hodgenville. Also a brother, Jeff Templeman, and the funeral service for Julianne Templeman Jaggers will be Friday at 11 a.m. at the Patton Funeral Home Cave City Chapel. Burial in the Kyrock Church Cemetery. Visitation will be from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thursday and after 9 a.m. Friday. Memorial contributions can be made to the American Cancer Society or to Lyme Disease Association. Ozella Sexton Mills passed away Sunday. She was a homemaker and a member of the Rock Springs Baptist Church. She is survived by her daughter, Brenda Powell, and son, Joey Mills, her grandsons, Chris Hodge, JoJo Mills, and Kelly Hodge. Several grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren. 2 sisters, Louise Hodge and Doris Smith. The funeral service for Ozella Sexton Mills will be 1 p.m. Thursday at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, burial in the Heisville Cemetery. Visitation after 2 p.m. today at the funeral home. Brother James Carlos Jesse, age 86 of Louisville, passed away Monday night at Baptist Health Louisville. He was a member of the Basil Chapel Baptist Church. Brother Jesse was a Baptist preacher for over 55 years and pastored 15 different churches during that time. Brother James is survived by a son, Al Jesse, and wife Laura of Cub Run, 2 grandchildren, Emily and Joshua Jesse, 1 step-granddaughter, Katie, 2 brothers, Delmas Jesse of Hardyville and Rondell Jesse of Shepherdsville, foster brothers, Charles James of Florida, 3 sisters, Virginia Vertrice of Louisville, Ruby Newton of Shepherdsville, and Barbara Ann Hodge of Cox Creek. The funeral service for Brother James Carlos Jesse will be Sunday at 2 p.m. at the Blue Lick Baptist Church. Burial will be private at Brooklyn Cemetery. The visitation will be Saturday 3 to 8 at the Seago Funeral Home, and after 8 a.m. Sunday at the church. Memorial contributions can be made to WHAS Crusade for Children of Louisville. Ruby Auleen Nunnally, 99 of Glasgow, passed away Monday at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. Ruby was a former purchasing agent at Bowling Green Warren County Hospital and later worked for T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. Ruby was a member of the South Green Street Church of Christ. Survivors include her stepson, Wallace Nunnally, and wife Dixie, 1 step-grandson, Michael Nunnally, and wife Tricia, 2 step-great-grandchildren, Raylan and Owen Nunnally, 7 nieces, Marcus Kingry, Sherilyn Bird, Jackie Tracy, Doris Furlong, Johanna Compton, Jolene Rush, and Tula Taylor, and 2 nephews, Lennis Williams and Larry Shive, and also 1 sister-in-law, Joy Shive. The funeral service for Ruby Nunnally will be held at 11 a.m. Thursday at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, with burial in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation will be today 4 to 8 p.m. and on Thursday morning until time for the service. The funeral service for Helen Dolores Adwell, 89 of Glasgow, will be Friday at 1 o'clock at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, burial in the Happy Valley Memorial Gardens. Visitation 2 to 6 p.m. Thursday. The funeral service for Cheyenne Blue Schrader Buckley, 29 of Glasgow, will be at 6 p.m. Thursday at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, with cremation to follow. Visitation after 2 p.m. Thursday. Alternate expressions of sympathy can be made to Living LFS of Washington. The funeral service for Alan Johnston, 57 of Sonora, will be held this afternoon at 1 o'clock at the Seago Funeral Home, with cremation to follow. The funeral service for Edwin Ray Eddie Jesse, 63 of Sulphur Well, will be at the Butler Funeral Home at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Eddie chose cremation. The family requests that any memorial contributions can be made to the John D. Miller Scholarship Fund. The funeral service for Ronald Ronnie Wallace Jeffries, age 82, of Horse Cave, will be at 1 o'clock this afternoon at A.F. Crow and Son Funeral Home, burial on the Jeffries Cemetery in Savoy. The family requests donations to the Glasgow State Nursing Facility Resident Fund. The funeral service for Sherry Lynn Honeycutt will be at 11 a.m. this morning at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home with burial in the Heisville Cemetery. Full obituary information is available 24 hours a day, free at WCLUradio.com and also on the WCLU Radio app. No login necessary.
Protect your family with Woodman Life Life Insurance. Customized to meet your needs, Woodman Life Life Insurance can help keep your family and their future safe and secure.
Call your local Woodman representative today. Jeff Sneed, 270-646-0354. Jeff will be glad to hear from you.
Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society of Omaha, Nebraska. Woodman Life, standing strong for generations.
For over 25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, a vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World.
Here's a check of local sports on this Wednesday, January 25th. In girls basketball action last night, it was Greene County over Glasgow, 58-48. Barron County took down Russellville, 42-37. It was LaRue County, a big win over Caverna, 61-46. Also in girls action, it was Franklin Simpson over Allen County Scottsville, 66-35. South Warren took down Warren East, 52-40. Taylor County, a big win over Hart County, 55-41. Edmonson County defeated Clinton County 50-32, and it was Logan County, a big win over Greenwood with an overtime game 64-59. Warren Central in girls action defeated Kenwood, Tennessee 40-32. Now in boys action last night, we had a double overtime with Greene County over Glasgow 82-71. Barron County over Russellville 71-58. LaRue County over Caverna 63-43. Franklin Simpson big 62 last night. Allen County Scottsville 50. Warren East took down Warren Central with a close one 42-41. Taylor County defeated Hart County 62-52. Metcalfe County over Monroe County 67-63. And Warren Central a huge blowout over Kenwood, Tennessee 81-34. Foundation Christian Academy defeated Owensboro Knights Christian 67-57. In the only game on today's local high school basketball schedule, Monroe County girls take on Hancock County in the opening round of the All-A Classic State Tournament in Richmond. Good luck, and that's a check of our local sports on this Wednesday.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by Key Cleaners on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow.
Protect your investment in your clothes and your image by having your clothes professionally dry cleaned at Key Cleaners in Glasgow. The Catron family has years of experience in caring for the most delicate of garments, as well as drapes and sheers, spreads and comforters, with convenient hours of 6:45 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and Saturday 8 till 1. Key 1-hour cleaners, Happy Valley Road, Glasgow, where we accept Visa and MasterCard.
The National Weather Service, folks, has issued a wind advisory in effect today, 80% chance of rain. We'll top out today at 51. We'll have winds 10 to 15, basically increasing to 20 to 25, but winds could reach as high today as 47 miles per hour. Tonight, more rain, 40% chance. Breezy again, a low down to 33 with winds near 26 miles per hour. Thursday tomorrow, a sprinkle or two, and maybe a snowflake or two on your Thursday. It'll be mostly cloudy, high of 37. Cloudy Thursday night, down to 25. Friday will end the work week, mostly sunny, 45. Friday night, mostly cloudy, dipping to 32. Mostly sunny Saturday, and warmer, high of 53. Scattered showers Saturday night, 50% chance, mostly cloudy and 41. And on Sunday, we'll end the weekend with rain likely, 70% chance. A cloudy day, high of 49. Monday, it'll be cloudy and 48. Again today, Glasgow, wind advisory in effect, 80% chance of rain, today's high of 51, with winds possibly reaching 47 miles per hour. All right, currently we have 90% humidity outside, pressure 29.59, winds are at 11, down just a little bit actually. Precipitation 35/100ths of an inch of rain, 12-mile visibility. Sunrise coming up. Mr. Sunshine's going to show his face at about 6:51 this morning. Sunset 5:01 p.m. Central Time. Weather brought to you by our friends at Key Cleaners, Happy Valley Road right here in Glasgow. It's 42 degrees now.
Former U.S. Ambassador to China Terry Branstad has been named the new president of the World Food Prize Foundation. Hello, I'm Kellen Havikin with Ag Headline News on Brownfield. Pioneer boosts your yields by combining industry-leading R&D with rigorous local testing at Pioneer. What's next happens here. Branstad will help lead the organization in its efforts to combat hunger and enhance food security around the world. To view more on this story, visit brownfieldagnews.com. I'll have more news coming up next.
Hello everyone, this is Joe and Rachel Dotson from Best One Tire in Glasgow.
We wanted to personally thank you for supporting our tire and repair business at 100 Shawn Lane.
Many of our customers come to us for ag and truck tire, but did you know we are capable of serving any size car or pickup?
With over 300 stores behind us, our buying power means we can pass on to you the very best pricing in our area.
We have many tires and tubes in stock, and we can do alignments on just about anything that rolls.
I was raised in Metcalfe County. After being away for a few years, Joe and I brought our family back to the area, and nothing brings us greater pleasure than servicing our neighbors when they are broke down in the field or on the road. We are here for you. We want to help you by taking the stress out of buying your next tires. We will work with any budget, anytime.
Come in and find out why we are the fastest growing tire company in Glasgow. We love this business. We love this town. Pretty soon you will be coming to our new store out on Highway 90 right here in Glasgow.
Best One Tire and Service, creating one raving fan at a time.
A new bill in the U.S. House aims to resolve supply chain challenges by improving the interstate trucking system. Representatives Justy Johnson of South Dakota and Jim Costa of California have introduced the bipartisan legislation known as the Ship It Act, which would increase safety and shipping capacity for truckers, provide recruitment and retention incentives for drivers. Southeast Iowa cattle producer Dwayne Astrop says he's bracing for a cold snap next week.
It seems like you can never be prepared for the sub-zero temperatures.
A bill recently introduced in the state legislature would ban water exports to help preserve water rights for Nebraska's ag producers. State Senator Tom Breeze says mega drought in the Southwest and development on Colorado's Front Range has increased demand for water from the Ogallala Aquifer, putting the state's farmers and ranchers at risk.
Is something like this in the foreseeable future? Not sure that it is.
To visit more news, weather, and markets, visit brownfieldagnews.com. I'm Kellen Havikin for Brownfield.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
All right, we're celebrating lots of birthdays and anniversaries today here on this Wednesday, January 25th. Great to be with you today. We're sending out greetings to Charlie Polson today. It's Mitch Nethery turning 89. Happy birthday, Mitch. Mike Richardson celebrates a birthday, and Tyler Hammer's on there as well. Leslie Hudgens celebrates. Bill Johnson is on our birthday list. And Bill, that's coming from Gavin, Garrett, and Camden. All those folks there wanting to wish you a happy birthday. Gracie Myatt is 15 today. Your family called that in. And Melinda Bush celebrates today. Melinda is teaching at North Jackson Elementary School today, we understand. So congratulations and happy birthday to Melinda. We're also celebrating today Carla Russell, who is 57. Brandy Button celebrates a birthday today. It's Jordan Kirby on the birthday list, and twin sister Kristen Kirby. Happy birthday to those folks there. On the anniversary side of things, we have James and Pam Staples who are having a 25th wedding anniversary. And we do want to recognize that they are our person of the day today. So if you see James or Pam around town today, give them a big old pat on the back. Let them know they're good as gold from all of us here at WCLU and a little taste of Texas. Great way to celebrate here with us. Birthdays and anniversaries every single day here on WCLU Radio. Submit to us online at WCLUradio.com, radiosoki.com, and you get your chance to be in the hat drawing for a birthday cake every day from Dairy Queen in Glasgow or a wonderful rosebud vase from Greer's Florist. Give away both of those each and every day. Well, it's 6:40 now. It's 42 degrees, and great to be with you this morning. Thank you for joining us here on Good Morning Live. Coming up next, it is, as normal, The Archives with Henry Royce and Sam Terry just on the other side of this break.
Dozers, tractors, cranes, loaders, and dump trailers are what I use to get the job done, and they better work when I need them to. That's why I see the professionals at Joseph A. Wade Incorporated in Glasgow. Winter is when I have them check all the cylinders and hoses I use. Big cylinders, like hydraulic ones. If they need repair, I know I can trust Joseph A. Wade Incorporated to do the job right. They have the brains and the equipment to tear down, rebuild, and test all types of hydraulic and air cylinders. 8-inch board of 14 feet long, single, double, even 5-stage. They can do whatever cylinder repair or rebuild I have, so I'm ready to go every spring. And custom hydraulic hoses, bolts and nuts, drill bits, valves, tools, and whatever else me and other contractors, farmers, manufacturing companies, and businesses need to keep our operations running smoothly every year. See them now. Winter won't last forever. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, located in the curve of Industrial Drive in Glasgow.
Good morning, everybody. We appreciate you making our day special by joining us here on WCLU for the morning show, and the Big Willie as well, I might add. And we appreciate you, all the nice comments we get from so many folks who appreciate the archives and enjoy starting their day with the archives. And Sam Terry, I know you get a lot of nice comments about it, well, because you're really the guy you're the get-it-done guy on this show for sure.
Well, I don't know about that, Henry, but people do let us know that they enjoy the archives, and it's rather amazing the people scattered not just around South Central Kentucky, but out of state people who listen to the archives every morning.
And we want to say to each of you good morning and thank you for turning on the archives. We have to start off, though, in a very sad way here. 100 years ago, but this is the news from 100 years ago this day, Sam. The headline of the Republican reads, "Double funeral held Saturday." What? Mr. Thomas Woodcock died at his home, aged 80 years, leaving 6 children. Mrs. Joe Kinslow of Tracy, Mrs. Hardin Houchins of Bruce, Mrs. Jack Houchins of Roseville, Mrs. W.E. Downing of Glasgow, Mr. Andy Woodcock, and Mr. Robert Woodcock of Glasgow. Within less than a half an hour, his little granddaughter, Hazel, the 13-year-old daughter of Mrs. Downing, died at the home of her mother in Glasgow. A double funeral was held at the home of Mrs. Downing in Glasgow, and the bodies were carried to the Glasgow Cemetery and interred on the same lot. It is certainly a very rare occurrence that a lady is required to follow the remains of her father and her child to the cemetery at the same time.
What a sad thing.
I mean, that is just no way to flowery that up at all. That was just sad. I know 100 years ago the community was just ripped apart saying, you know, what in the world is the world coming to? Let's go to 1933. We've got some more bad news of a different manner. The headline reads, "Tobacco crop stolen." The whole crop, the fine tobacco crop of Bynner Wilson of Glasgow, was stolen from the barn in which it was bulked sometime Tuesday night. Mr. Wilson estimates his loss is well over £1,000. Now, the weed stolen was the cream of the crop, And Biner had not only given all of his time to the growing thereof, but he had just completed stripping and bulking it for the sales floor. The weed was loaded on a truck and probably was moved to a distant point for marketing. That's a dastardly act, isn't it?
It is, and a devastating thing.
Yeah, it's some sneaky thief says wait till he cuts it, hangs it in the barn, strips it, and gets it ready to go to market. Then we'll come get it.
Yes, on the truck.
What a. I hope we find out later on that they caught him, because that was awful. Okay, 1943, some family news, sort of, if you read it. The Peden boys, Sam, are overseas here in 1943. Mr. and Miss Charlie Peden have received a letter from Privates Roy and Robert Peden. It was written on January the 7th. They had landed safely overseas. Lester Lyons, the son of H.B. Lyons of Cave City, is with them. Well, it's probably better to be involved in a long trip like that with somebody you know, but nonetheless, you kind of got have each other's back on a deal like that, Sam.
You certainly do, and those letters home were certainly highly coveted.
Yes, they were. People just really looked for the postman to come, hoping for good news. All right, 1953, we got the headline in the Glasgow Times: "A legal tangle is going to delay 31E." A delay of about a month is proposed in a proposed improvement work on the US 31E north of Glasgow, loomed this week following Monday's meeting of the Barron County Court, at which legal action on rights-of-way for the project stymied an earlier letter of a construction contract. Owners of 9 pieces of property which will be crossed by the highway failed to agree on the price to be paid by the state for the right-of-way. Walter D. Aspley, Haskell Quigley, and G.F. Quigley all sought to quash the summons for the hearing since it did not state the amount of the right-of-way award. 3 other property owners, Luther C. Ellis, William Harlow, and George Carr Ganter, all filed exceptions to the condemnation suits, contesting the amount that the state will pay for the condemned property. 2 property owners, Dr. L.E. Payton and Mr. and Mrs. Grover C. Long, signed their deeds, and the suits in those cases will be dismissed. Progress is not always universally popular, Sam.
It's not, and it's messy. And of course, those of us who know the background of 31E North will recognize the Luther Ellis property, which is on the corner of Country Club Lane now, and of course. The Quigleys lived at Goodnight, and so you can see why they were concerned about this new highway being built.
There was a lot to it, apparently. 1963, in the Glasgow Daily Times, the news is that the Barron Circuit Court recently met to honor the late Circuit Judge Frank W. Jones. The ceremony honoring Jones was conducted by Louis B. Nunn, president of the local Bar Association. A proclamation honoring Judge Jones was read by Commonwealth Attorney Carroll M. Redford, Jr. and adopted by the Bar Association. Brent Dickinson spoke of his friendship with Judge Jones. Ending the program, Nunn presented a picture of Judge Jones to the court. It was accepted and hung by the Circuit Court Clerk George McEwen. Judge Frank W. Jones was the son of a distinguished Kentucky lawyer, the late W.E. Jones, who practiced more than 60 years, and Mrs. Lutie Jones, who was present for the ceremony. That picture, I believe, still hangs.
It still does.
In that courtroom.
It's one anyone who's in the courtroom very often will immediately recognize.
That's right. Okay, let's go to 1973, some sports news. Charles Pointer and Timmy Rigdon won the runner-up honors of the Tri-State Basketball Contest representing the Glasgow Optimist Club. That was a big deal for those youngsters there in 1973.
It certainly was, and Choppy Pointer and Tim Rigdon made wonderful athletes in their high school years.
They did indeed, and it was good that the whole community could cheer them on. This day in 1983, Mr. Dwayne Willis is the new manager of Begley Drugs. Charles Porter was named the assistant manager and manager of the pharmacy department. Some good folks right there. Of course, Charles Porter, a native of Glasgow, and got his pharmacy degree, and he went on to practice pharmacy away from here. But back in '83, he was here as a part of the Begley drug expansion. 1993 in the news, the HVE network went on the air this day in 1993 with their first newscast of the latest happenings of news, weather, sports, and personalities at Happy Valley School. The Happy Valley Elementary presented the news each Friday. Now here's the newscasters. You ready for these celebrities? Teresa Bowles, Chance Sowers, and Wes Gentry. And, you know, we're talking 1993. That was in the way of setting up newscasts and packages and all that sort of stuff. That was a big deal back in the day, you know.
Rather cutting edge for that day.
Really was. 2003, we have news about the Glasgow Recreation Department moving to Liberty Street in a recently renovated central building. You know, that is excellent use of a historic property, one that was well built and continues to give back, Sam.
Certainly does. And, you know, that was built and named Music Hall when Glasgow Schools was located on Liberty Street, and so named because it was a WPA-built building, and they would not pay to build a gymnasium, but they would build a conservatory of music. And our conservatory of music just happened to have a gym on the back end.
Pretty nice, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
And I was up there this week earlier, and it is it's still a fun place to be.
It certainly
watch
is.
a ball game. 2013, we have news about Taylor McMurtry, who was Metcalfe County High School's winner and one of the state's finalists in the Wendy's High School Heisman program. Congratulations to Taylor McMurtry.
Very nice honor.
I believe that's where we are in the archives. That's 100 years worth of good stuff, Sam Terry.
Well, it is, and you know, it's not all rosy news. Some days it's mixed in with some sad news and unfortunate things, but all things that come together to make up our community's past.
Let's talk about what's coming up Saturday at the Cultural Center.
Yes, the Berrien County Historical Society is going to be having its 50th anniversary meeting with a special guest speaker, Mr. Bill Goodman, who's a native of Glasgow, currently the executive director of the Kentucky Humanities Council, and he will be coming to speak about various family members who have made big names in the art world and broadcast journalism and all sorts of interesting things. That's at 11 o'clock on Saturday at the Cultural Center. It's free of charge, and everyone is welcome to come join in.
Sam, thank you. I hope we have a good crowd.
We'll hope so.
And I enjoyed sharing the archives with you today. We'll try it again tomorrow if you'll come on back.
I'll be here.
Brought to you by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by South Central Bank.
You've invested a lot of time and energy working for your money. Now it's time for your money to work for you. South Central Bank is announcing a 21-month and a 9-month CD special with an annual percentage yield of 4.25%. 21 and 9-month CD special paying 4.25% APY at South Central Bank. You choose the term that works best for you. $500 minimum balance to obtain the APY. Come into any South Central Bank office today and put your money to work. You rate better at South Central Bank. Member FDIC.
A wind advisory in effect today, Glasgow, with an 80% chance of rain. Today's high of 51. We'll have an east wind today, 10 to 15 miles per hour, becoming 20 to 25, and winds could gust as high as 47 miles per hour today. Tonight, 40% chance of rain, breezy again, cloudy down to 33. Tomorrow, Thursday, a few sprinkles in the forecast, mostly cloudy with a high of only 37. And looking ahead to your Friday, mostly sunny, will top out at 45. And that's a look at your Glasgow area weather. 90% humidity right now, pressure 29.59. Winds 11 to 12 miles per hour, right in there. Precipitation, we picked up about 35/100ths of an inch since midnight. 12-mile visibility. We have sunset tonight, 5:01 p.m. I'm liking these just little by little. The days are getting longer. Daylight's getting longer. 6:53, weather brought to you by our friends at South Central Bank. It's 42 degrees this morning. A message from the South Green Street Church of Christ.
would you say that people consider you to be wise? Is that even something that you've given any thought to? Does it seem appealing to you for someone to consider you wise? More importantly, have you ever stopped and asked this question, does God consider me to be wise? Do you think you're wise by spouting off different answers, by saying things that are profound, by saying things that impress others, by having all the answers? God says we're wise when we listen and we seek to learn and we seek to grow. Proverbs 15:31, the ear that listens to life-giving reproof will dwell among the wise. How well do you take criticism? How well do you seek to learn and grow? Are you foolish or wise? This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
South Green Street Church of Christ, 306 South Green Street in Glasgow, 270-651-5409.
Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection are designed to meet building codes for coastal locations from Maine to Miami, Gainesville to Galveston, and they're on guard even when no one is home. Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection. The uglier the weather gets, the more beautiful they become.
See the full line of Anderson Windows and Doors at Glasgow Building Supply, 31E Bypass in Glasgow. Anderson Windows. Come home to Anderson.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
6:56, Good Morning Live on the radio, Wednesday, Hump Day. Here we are, and next hour we have a very special feature for you that we do from time to time around here. We have Wednesday's Weather Kid during the 7 o'clock hour, 10-15 minutes from now, so be listening for that. As one of our just incredible students here in Barron County will give us the weather forecast and chit-chat a little bit. That's 7 o'clock hour. Also, a quick reminder, the Temple Hill SBDM will have their regular monthly meeting today. That starts at 4 o'clock at the Temple Hill Elementary in the conference room. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact 270-427-2611, 427-2611. Quick reminder this morning, let's give away a pizza.
Little Caesars presents delicious duos like bacon and eggs, spaghetti and meatballs, and of course peanut butter and jelly. Now, Little Caesars brings you a large, hot and ready slices and sticks. A delicious duo featuring 4 slices of pepperoni pizza, together with 8 tasty slices of Italian cheese sticks, plus crazy sauce for only $6. Little Caesars hot and ready slices and sticks is just $6. Available every day when you walk in between 4 and 8 at Little Caesars.
Pizza. At participating locations plus tax. Prices may vary. All right, if you have won in the month of January, you can't win today. Okay, we try to have, we do that to give everybody a chance to win a free pizza from Little Caesars. So let's be fair about it. And so if you've won in the month of January, you can't win today, but February's coming. Okay. All right, morning trivia. We love to give away pizzas here with our morning trivia. Pretty simple question this morning. Here we go. We all have and are familiar with SIM cards. What does the S stand for in SIM card? All right, 651-9149, 800-956-1023. All right, thought we had a caller there. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Good morning, trivia. Hello. Good morning, trivia. Subscriber is correct. Yes, congratulations. Who is this?
Blaine Shirley.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Blaine Shirley.
Blaine? Is that what Blaine Shirley? Okay. Congratulations. You're right. The S in SIM card is subscriber. And, of course, that means subscriber identity module. And I didn't know that myself. Been using SIM cards for years. So, Blaine, we appreciate you joining us today. You sound awful young. Are you on your way to school this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about school?
Nothing.
Oh, my goodness. Well, at least you're honest about it. Okay. I'll put you on hold and get your information, okay?
Okay.
All right, just stand by here. Blaine Shirley, our big winner today. What does the S stand for in SIM card? It stands for subscriber. So there you go. He just won a free pizza. And I know you'll munch down on that and have a lot of fun eating that. And I may join you. I'm just kidding. Okay. Coming up, more of the news you can depend on. CBS News. We have local news. And again, our special feature this morning with the Wednesday's Weather Kid. That's right. So be listening for that and all kinds of goodies during the 7 o'clock hour here on Good Morning Live.
Good morning from Forever Communications. WCLU Glasgow, W276VO Glasgow, WLLI Muffordville, WLYE Glasgow, W253BN Glasgow. Good Morning Live.
CBS News Brief. More than a dozen tornadoes have ripped through the Houston area, stripping roofs off homes and businesses, downing trees and power lines. Deer Park Mayor Jerry Mouton.
Power will be the biggest issue over the next 24 hours of getting that addressed and getting that turned back on.
No deaths or serious injuries reported. A winter storm could dump 2 inches of snow on New York City today. A mushroom farm employee in Northern California accused of gunning down 7 co-workers is set to make a court appearance today. CBS's Carter Evans from Half Moon Bay.
The local district attorney called this the single deadliest shooting this county has ever seen. The suspect is going to be arraigned on 7 counts of murder. And there is some good news. That 8th victim who went to the hospital is out of surgery and in stable condition.
In Ukraine, President Zelensky thanking Germany for deciding to send in tanks to help fight the war. Biden administration is expected to do the same today. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
When we lost Frank, we lost a good friend.
Father, husband, colleague, and coach. He meant a lot to all of us.
Today, we had a chance to tell him that.
When someone close to you passes on, you want to commemorate their life in a special way. That's why individual requests are such an important part of our funeral services. We strive to meet your specific needs for the most fitting service for your loved ones. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
TJ Sampson Community Hospital will be offering calcium scoring screenings for only $50 during the month of February. A cardiac CT scan for coronary calcium is a non-invasive way of obtaining information about the presence of plaque in the arteries and is an extremely helpful tool in identifying your risk of a heart attack. More than 2,500 Americans die each day from heart disease. Don't become another statistic. This special is only good for the month of February, so call TJ Sampson today to schedule your appointment.
Welcome to Wednesday's Weather Kid, brought to you by Barron County School System, because we are BC. Welcome into Wednesday's Weather Kid. I'm James Coates, and we are so honored to have Corbin Basham on the phone with us today as our special Wednesday's Weather Kid. Good morning, Corbin.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Great.
How old are you, Corbin?
I'm 10. I just turned 10.
Turned 10. Well, congratulations on that, and happy late birthday. And so I guess you're on your way to school this morning, right?
Yes.
And what's your favorite class or subject in school? What do you like to study in school?
I really like math. I just think it's probably the easiest.
Yeah. I was the same way in school. I loved math. I sure did. So is it a little hard getting up this early every morning, Corbin?
Yes.
Like to sleep in, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, I hear that you're a very interesting kid that likes random facts and jokes. Is that true?
Yes.
You have one for us today?
Yes.
All right, let's have it.
So, do you know the difference between weather and climate?
Do I know the difference between weather and climate?
Yes.
No, I don't.
You can't weather a tree, but you can climb it.
Excellent. I'll have to remember that one. All right. Well, we wanted to bring you on today, Corbin, let you give us that weather forecast for all of Glasgow. You go right ahead this morning.
Today there will be an 80% chance of rain, and it'll be windy. Today's high is 51. Tonight we'll be seeing more showers with a low of 33. And tomorrow will be mostly cloudy with a high of 37.
All right. You did it, Corbin. Congratulations. You are an official weatherman. How's that feel?
It was great.
Well, listen, Corbin Basham, we appreciate you stopping by today for being our Wednesday's weather kid. Hope you have a blessed, safe day, okay?
All right, you too.
And that's our Wednesday's weather kid, brought to you by Barron County School System, because we are BC.
Good day. It's Wednesday, January 25th, 43 degrees. It's 7:04. Welcome into the 7 o'clock morning edition. Great to be with you today. I'm Brennan Crane from WCLU's newsroom here in downtown Glasgow. Exciting news there from our Wednesday's weather kid. Catch that here on WCLU and the Big Willie. At this point, we're doing it once a month, but my understanding is that you can catch that every Wednesday coming up soon. So be tuned for that. We'll have students from all angles telling you the weather. Today, we have more information regarding an incident that happened at Little Caesars Pizza yesterday afternoon here in Glasgow. Glasgow police just releasing this information just a few moments ago. They say they responded there to a complaint, and upon arrival, officers there, they made contact with the manager, who advised that several employees had been assaulted by a subject named Ryan Woodard. Apparently, he had demanded pizzas, then attempted to leave without paying for them. During the altercation inside the store, Woodard assaulted several employees, including the manager, who was later treated at the scene there. Officers encountered Woodard outside the store, and he became combative toward them before being apprehended. 2 Glasgow police officers were treated and released at TJ Sampson Hospital for minor injuries. The employees at Little Caesars Pizza, they were treated at the scene for minor injuries, and Ryan Woodard was treated and released and then transported to the Barron County Jail. Woodard faces several charges, including first-degree robbery, resisting arrest, third-degree assault of a police officer, 4 counts of that, actually, fourth-degree assault, 3 counts of that, second-degree disorderly conduct, first-degree criminal mischief, menacing, and public intoxication. That arrest there was made by Sergeant Wesley Hicks. So quite a wild incident there at Little Caesars Pizza yesterday. Lots of folks were asking why there were several police cars pulled up there around 2:30 in the afternoon, and that is the reason why. Other information we have developing this morning: the superintendent of the city's Department of Public Works has been fired here in Glasgow. Glasgow Mayor Henry Royce issued a letter last Friday to Roger Simmons, who was the then superintendent, and notified him of his termination. It was effective January 20th. That letter goes on to say, quote, "The reason for your removal is that in my judgment as mayor, the efficient operation of the Department of Public Works cannot be best achieved by your continued leadership of this department," unquote. Now, Royce issued a series of rehires fewer than 3 weeks ago upon his taking office as a formality. Each time someone takes office, they essentially rehire people that were already working there. Simmons, he was included in that list. Now, Simmons was the highest paid employee within the city government up until he was terminated. He was hired under the administration of previous mayor Harold M.D. Armstrong. His salary, obtained in an open records request last summer, it was $84,000. Now, Royce also handed down a termination for Sean Simmons, who's a relative of Rogers and the former assistant landfill manager. WCLU News sought comment from Royce late Tuesday afternoon to no avail. It's unclear who will be placed in those positions. And magistrates approved Tuesday a plan to allow the deputy Barron County Judge Executive certain authority in the absence of Jamie Bird. Bo Jones was hired as the Deputy Judge Executive earlier this month. He succeeds Nancy Houchins, who served in the role for several years. Bird, who is the Judge Executive, said she selected Jones based on his military experience with the Kentucky National Guard and his work with the Barron County Sheriff's Office.
I'm very, very busy, but trying to get back to as many people as possible. But by having someone to step in to help, it's huge.
Now, Kentucky state law, it does allow deputy judge executives to act in the event of emergencies. The deputy cannot preside at meetings or cast votes, however. That vote, it passed with unanimous approval of the fiscal court yesterday. And in other news from that fiscal court meeting, they had a slew of equipment repairs to make with the Barron County Road Department. They are working on those, getting those done. And they're also purchasing some equipment, one of which is a nearly $300,000 piece of equipment that officials are very hopeful will aid the road department in cutting trees and doing a group, or rather a variety of different pieces of work. That information, they did approve that yesterday, and they're going to be going for a demonstration of that, we understand, next week. Applications are now available for Kentucky high school students interested in serving on the Commissioner's Student Advisory Council. The group meets monthly with Kentucky Education Commissioner Jason Glass and Kentucky Department of Education staff to discuss how decisions made by officials affect students across the state. The appointment is for 1 year, but consecutive appointments are possible if the student meets eligibility requirements. Education officials said in a statement that students who have ideas to improve public schools and student achievement are encouraged to apply. Applications, they must be submitted online, and they are due by March 9th. Again, that's a March 9th deadline on those applications if you're interested in getting in on that. And if you're interested in gas prices, how are they shaping up this week? Well, as you could have guessed, they have gone up just a bit. This week's average price across west central Kentucky, $3.13 per gallon. The average price last week, $3 even, and this time last year, $2.92. Now, what we have across the region, Bowling Green at $3.18, the highest across the state. Elizabethtown, $3.14, Louisville, $3.12, Owensboro at $3.09, and Paducah at $3.12 per gallon. And again, all of that is caused by the fact that a lot of folks seem to be fueling up and going on a little bit of a road trip here, as we've not had a lot of winter weather. It's been milder here this winter. And also, according to AAA, at the close of last Friday's formal trading session, West Texas Intermediate increased by 98 cents to settle at $81.31 per barrel. You can find more information at gasprices.aaa.com. And lastly, today, the City of Glasgow is going to be holding a special called Parks and Recreation Committee meeting. That's going to be next Tuesday afternoon at 4 p.m. That will be at the Parks and Recreation office at 309 South Liberty Street. And on that agenda, one of the bigger items is a discussion and update about Richardson Stadium. If you recall, that stadium there, which was home to the Glasgow Scotty baseball team for several years, that stadium burned last summer, and they have not been able to use that. At this point, it is not able to be used because it did suffer that much damage. Now, they are going to be hearing that discussion and update with Glasgow schools. They'll be discussing restrooms at city parks. That's a big thing, considering the fact that they've been working for several years on a plan to update and repair restrooms across the city. And finally, a parks update with cameras, playground, walking trail, shelter, and things like that. They'll be discussing all of that in that special called meeting open to the public, 4 o'clock next Tuesday, the 31st, at Glasgow Parks and Recreation office at 309 South Liberty Street. It is 7:12 and 43 degrees Wednesday, January 25th. If you're listening to us and you don't have the WCLU app, go ahead and pull your phone out, download that for your Android device or your Apple device. We send out updates there regularly, and you'll get that there. Be the first to know when news breaks. Have a great Wednesday.
Car wreck? Get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Insurance companies are making it tougher than ever for car accident victims, charging higher premiums and then trying to shortchange you on your injury claim. But no matter what they do, one fact remains. On average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one. Now that you know the facts, don't settle for less. Get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, there's only one thing you need to do. Call 800-800-4600. We stand up to the insurance company for all the money you deserve. Call 800-800-4600. We know how to turn low insurance offers into big settlements. When you need a lawyer, ask anyone in Kentucky. They'll say, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
Services may be performed by others. Court costs and fees are the responsibility of the client. If we win or settle your case. Source, Insurance Research Council. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome. Principal office, Bowling Green, Kentucky.
You've invested a lot of time and energy working for your money. Now it's time for your money to work for you. South Central Bank is announcing a 21-month and a 9-month CD special with an annual percentage yield of 4.25%. 21 and 9-month CD special paying 4.25% APY at South Central Bank. You choose the term that works best for you. $500 minimum balance to obtain the APY. Come into any South Central Bank office today and put your money to work. You rate better at South Central Bank. Member FDIC.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Kentucky Education Department officials Tuesday hosted a group of high school students in Frankfort with the topic School Safety. The students are part of the Commissioner's Student Advisory Council. Dr. Jason Glass tells WKYT-TV the voices and perspectives of the students on the council are very important.
They're the ones that are under the threat of this on a regular basis, and they're the ones that are most directly living through the preparation and the drills and thinking through the impact.
The student presentation is part of a project started in May of last year following the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Governor Beshear has announced a second high-ground location for rebuilding homes in eastern Kentucky.
The 50-acre building site is about 5 miles outside of downtown Hazard. It'll be partially funded by the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund.
As we purchase or acquire these high-ground areas, we want to make sure that we have more than what's just needed to rebuild homes. We want to make sure we have enough to provide opportunity on economic development, on health care, on services.
Last month, the governor announced plans to build the Olive Branch community in Knott County near the Perry County line. The state is still evaluating sites in 4 counties hit hardest by flood damage. I'm Haley Hansen.
Staff at Eastern Kentucky University are calling for change at the school. The United Campus Workers of EKU protested on campus yesterday following a recent hiring freeze and low wages. One student worker told WTVQ she's responsible for dozens of people where she's employed, and essentially she makes less than minimum wage. The union started a petition yesterday trying to gain support for an increase in pay. I'm Sean McCormick.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
All right, people, let's get this meeting started. Where are the chairs? Gone. Research shows standing meetings are quicker.
What research is that?
Topic 1. CDW helped us deploy Mac supercharged by Apple Silicon for the way we work now. So how's their speed?
Fast.
Battery life?
Long.
Cyber threat protection?
Strong.
Ownership costs?
Low.
Great. This meeting is
adjourned. Wow, that was fast.
Yep, that's the research.
With Mac configured by CDW, a solution that works for everyone isn't just possible, it's powerful. Find out more at cdw.com/getmac.
I'm here at the Big Game headquarters. Total Wine and More scoring huge savings on the perfect bourbon. Local craft beer.
Forgetting something?
Oh yeah, Cabernet, seltzers, and so many low prices.
Valentine's Day is right after.
Whoa, new game plan.
You got this. Total Wine can help you score the perfect bubbly too.
Thank you, I would have been so...
You sure would have.
Your Big Game headquarters. Love what you find, always at the lowest price. Only at Total Wine and More.
Here's a check of local sports on this Wednesday, January 25th. In girls basketball action last night, it was Greene County over Glasgow, 58-48. Barron County took down Russellville, 42-37. It was LaRue County, a big win over Caverna, 61-46. Also in girls action, it was Franklin Simpson over Allen County Scottsville, 66-35. South Warren took down Warren East, 52-40. Taylor County, a big win over Hart County, 55-41. Edmonson County defeated Clinton County 50-32, and it was Logan County, a big win over Greenwood with an overtime game 64-59. Warren Central in girls action defeated Kenwood, Tennessee 40-32. Now in boys action last night, we had a double overtime with Greene County over Glasgow 82-71. Barron County over Russellville 71-58. LaRue County over Caverna 63-43. Franklin Simpson big 62 last night. Allen County Scottsville 50. Warren East took down Warren Central with a close one 42-41. Taylor County defeated Hart County 62-52. Metcalfe County over Monroe County 67-63. And Warren Central a huge blowout over Kenwood, Tennessee 81-34. Foundation Christian Academy defeated Owensboro Knights Christian 67-57. In the only game on today's local high school basketball schedule, Monroe County girls take on Hancock County in the opening round of the All-A Classic State Tournament in Richmond. Good luck, and that's a check of our local sports on this Wednesday. Good morning to you, and good morning live. 7:18 on this Hump Day Wednesday. Coffee o'clock, if you ask me. Absolutely. Hope you're well this morning. And it's going to be windy today, folks, so we're under a wind advisory from the National Weather Service, with the winds reaching possibly 47 miles per hour. So keep that in mind today as you go about your day. A quick look at our church and community calendar on this Wednesday, the 25th day of January. Here we are. American Red Cross Blood Drive at Tompkinsville Senior Center today, 1 to 6 p.m., located at 800 Cap Harlan Road. And that's a wonderful thing there to donate blood. Again, that's 1 to 6 at the Tompkinsville Senior Center today. Highland Hills Food Pantry is open every Wednesday and Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. Anyone in need of food can come. They're located on Broadway, right here in Glasgow. CASA of South Central Kentucky Winter New Advocate Flex training will begin Thursday, February 2nd through Thursday, March 2nd. The total training time is 30 hours, but 15 of that will be self-guided. Training will be done in Bowling Green, Warren County there. Application deadline is Thursday the 26th. That's tomorrow. Contact Steve Jones, 270-782-5353 for more information. Come learn how to make your own hot cocoa bomb this Friday, the 27th, 1 p.m. at the Mary Wood Weldon Library. Library staff member Joy will help you make chocolate and peppermint. Yummy. Class size is limited, so sign up online or at the library. Tri-County Hay and Straw Auction will be this Saturday the 28th, 10 a.m. Large and small squares and rolled hay will be accepted. Proceeds from commissions will benefit the Metcalfe County Fair. And also the Beech Grove Missionary Baptist Church in 88 hosting a 5th Sunday evening service this Sunday the 29th. That starts at 5 o'clock p.m. There will be special singing by Gary Bewley and Robbie Jones, and Cody Mutter will be preaching. Everyone is welcome. All right, folks, submit your special event on our website, radiosoki.com or WCLUradio.com, and try to get that in at least a week or two in advance, if at all possible, so we can give you plenty of good coverage for your special event. Again, radiosoki.com or WCLUradio.com. We're going to check our birthdays coming up here in just a little bit. If you have one, call us 651-9149, 800-956-1023. 7:21 this morning.
You've invested a lot of time and energy working for your money. Now it's time for your money to work for you. South Central Bank is announcing a 21-month and a 9-month CD special with an annual percentage yield of 4.25%. 21 and 9-month CD special paying 4.25% APY at South Central Bank. You choose the term that works best for you. $500 minimum balance to obtain the APY. Come into any South Central Bank office today and put your money to work. You rate better at South Central Bank. Member FDIC.
Here's the score from the Kentucky News Network. I am Scott Fitzgerald. Well, the Kentucky Wildcat men's basketball team back in action last night in the Music City in Nashville.
Here's Toppin at the left elbow, gives it to Frederick, into the lane, floats it underneath the Sheboy. 3 jerseys. There you go. He goes up, drops it in. Wasn't a monster dunk, but at least he was higher than the rim and just kind of shoved it down through the net.
The great Goose Gibbons and Tom Leach on the UK Basketball Network. Didn't have to be pretty there, Goose. Big man Oscar Sheboy doing what he does best, scoring inside the paint. He put the Cats up midway through the first half, and they never looked back as they win their 4th in a row, 69-53 over Vanderbilt. 5 Cats scored in double figures, to include Antonio Reeves, who led the way with 16 points. Big man Oscar Sheboy ended up with a double-double of 15 points and 13 rebounds. Now for Coach John Calipari, the difference maker, that would be, well, this guy.
Let's be real. Who changed the game? I couldn't get him to run. Severe changed the whole game. I told them you have to get it out. And on misses and makes, get it to the other side and swing it so we can see if we can post it. I put him in, and all of a sudden it was like bam, bam, bam. And then the whole game changed.
Severe Wheeler, along with C.J. Frederick, led the team with 5 assists. Coach Cal and the Cats look to make it 5 in a row as they welcome struggling 9th-ranked Kansas on Saturday. Last night in the land of Lincoln, Murray State got 19 points from sophomore guard Brian Moore Jr., but they fell to just 2-8 on the road in a heartbreaking 68-64 loss to Southern Illinois. They'll be back home within the friendly confines of the CFSB Center Saturday, where they're 7-1. They'll be hosting Missouri State. And congratulations to former Cincinnati Red Scott Rowland. He is finally a Hall of Famer in his 6th year on the ballot with just over 76% of the vote. The former third baseman is going to Cooperstown. Rowland played 17 years in the majors for them in Cincinnati from 2009 to 2012, where he hit .263 with 36 home runs. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hey, I'm a coroner. It can be a tough job. But you know what makes it even tougher? Seeing people senselessly die because they didn't bother to use their seatbelts, or senselessly die because they got distracted by their phone. Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down, because by the time I see you, it's too late.
Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
The Kentucky Department for Community-Based Services is hiring. DCBS invites you to be part of an inclusive team of caring professionals that helps all Kentucky families through a rewarding career in family support or social services. They have job openings in their county offices across the state and offer great benefits like hybrid work schedule, competitive salary, paid holidays, and many opportunities for training and promotions, plus state employee discounts. Go online to chfs.ky.gov and enter DCBS jobs in the search field. It's a new day at DCBS. Join
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
At Rural King, we continue to lower our prices, like 40-pound bags of classic blend birdseed, now on sale for just $10.99. And perfect for cold weather lunches and dinners, family-sized bags of Bear Creek soup mixes are only $2.99 a piece. Finally, save your floors from seasonal slush and mud and save $2 on heavy-duty doormats, now just $12.99. Stock up at RuralKing.com or your neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
That sounder right there means birthdays and anniversaries. You're on Good Morning Live, 726, and let me give you our phone number if you have a birthday or an anniversary today or in the near future, 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Today is Wednesday, the 25th of January. We have several birthdays today. Charlie Polson, happy birthday to you. Mitch Nethery, 89 today. Mike Richardson is 40. I don't think we've gonged him today, so there you go. Bill Johnson, happy birthday. That's from Gavin, Garrett, and Camden. Gracie Myatt is 15. That's from your family. Happy birthday also to Carla Russell, who is 57. Brandy Johnson, birthday wishes to you. Jordan and Kristen Kirby. They're twins, and they're 22 today. My goodness, happy birthday. Leslie Hudgens, that's from your wife and Zeke. And the wife says he deserves the world. I love him so much. Yeah, he's a good one, and he's a good musician, too. Leslie Hudgens. Also, Carolyn Oliver is 72 today. So, happy birthday and congratulations. Today's Good as Gold person or couple is James and Pam Staples, who had their 25th wedding anniversary yesterday. So James and Pam Staples, hope you have a wonderful day. That makes you our Good as Gold. You'll be hearing their name throughout the day here at WCLU. All right, you can nominate Good as Gold folks and get those birthdays in. Our website, radiosoki.com or WCLUradio.com. Or simply call us at 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Now, if you visit radiosoki.com, you won't see the nomination for Good as Gold, but you will on WCLU Radio. Babbel.com. So you can request a specific day to have a person recognized. If that day is already taken, we'll get as close as we can. So check that out on our website. 7:28 on this hump day.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection are designed to meet building codes for coastal locations from Maine to Miami, Gainesville to Galveston, and they're on guard even when no one is home. Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection. The uglier the weather gets, the more beautiful they become.
See the full line of Anderson Windows and Doors at Glasgow Building Supply, 31E Bypass in Glasgow. Anderson Windows. Come home to Anderson.
Come see Thomas Oil and Fuel at 219 Industrial Drive. They offer 24-hour day at the pump service or pay inside during their normal business hours. Weekdays 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. No account required. They welcome everyone. Call them with your bulk fuel or oil orders at 270-651-5212. Also, come check out their selection of VP Racing Fuels. You'll be greeted with a smile. Thank you to everyone who has been by to support them, and they look forward to meeting those of you who haven't. Thomas Oil and Fuel, under new ownership, 219 Industrial Drive, Glasgow. Good morning live, Wednesday, 7:30, and going to be breezy today. My goodness, it is going to be really, the National Weather Service has issued a wind advisory, so keep that in mind today. And we have Brennan Crane in the newsroom. Brennan, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
How you doing today?
I'm doing well. I just thinking about all the wind and...
Oh, my goodness.
You said earlier to get your hairspray, so I made sure to.
Get the 4X hairspray extra mega hold.
Extra mega hold.
Make it like concrete. It might even break your hair.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very fun. I'd rather just go everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it is going to be windy, so be careful driving. You know how sometimes you're on, just say I-65 for an example, and you got the big trucks anyway, and they're, they whip around you sometimes, and if you filter in the wind gust with that, it can blow you around.
Yeah, you're just weaving in and out on the interstate.
So be careful.
If I see a car that looks like yours weaving, I'm going to know.
You'll know what's going on.
That's right.
Well, I was thinking about when I was a child.
You can remember that far back?
I can't. It hadn't been that long ago. 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
Well, no, I have kids, almost 30. So
that's right.
Anyway, I'll be 55 this year, double nickels. So, but back when I was like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right in there.
Yeah.
I had several chores to do around the house, which is a good thing for kids to do, to help out, so like in the summertime, spring to like fall mowing, which our yard wasn't that big, but I still had to take care of that.
Yeah.
So I received a little allowance for that, and then, of course, we heated with wood in the wintertime, so my job was to take care of the wood. I didn't really build any fires much, but anyway, I had chores, and I was paid a little bit of money, like $2 a week.
Okay.
Now, this is back in the late 70s,
right?
Okay? So I thought that was really good pay. But what about you, Brennan? Were you required to do chores? Did you receive any money, any allowance for your labor?
I think it was just kind of an understanding. Like there really wasn't an actual chore list or anything.
Yeah.
It was just sort of an understanding of things that you just do it when you're asked.
Yeah.
So
and just do it and don't ask questions.
That's right. It's just like, take the trash out or wash the dishes. You just kind of...
Oh, that's another thing I forgot. Trash. Ugh. Hate it to this day.
Really?
Yeah. I hate taking trash out.
Well...
But you got to do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather have it out than in.
I don't like rolling the trash to the curb because I always think, I'll just do that in the morning. It's just like...
Yeah, no way.
I'll get gas before I come to work.
Yeah.
That's never a great idea.
It's never going to happen.
It's never.
And if it does happen, you're going to be so stressed.
An act of God.
But I'd like to hear from some of our listeners today. When you were a kid, how much was your allowance for chores? 651-9149. We'll take a couple of calls on this. 651-9149. Were you paid to do chores? Or, maybe your parents had a barter system. You do this, we'll do this.
I bet I know what some people are thinking right now.
Yeah, money for chores? No.
Well, I know some people are probably just thinking, like, are you kidding me? Like,
I don't know really when the allowance thing started, but it was a thing when I was a kid.
A roof over my head, I guarantee it.
Yeah, food on the table. Here we go. Good morning, Live.
Good morning.
Yes.
I never got paid for chores. I guess I was just expected to, on Saturdays, everybody clean the house.
There you go.
I guess that was my main chore.
So no.
My brother and I always had a paper route, so that's how we made a little extra money.
That's good. Yes. So no chores for doing what we need to be doing anyway.
That's right. You just kind of were expected to do it.
That's right. Okay. Well, thank you for your call today.
Thank you.
All right. Yep. No money in that one. Let's take a Willie call here from the Willie studio. And I can never get them on there. I don't know why. Anyway, when you were a kid, how much was your allowance for chores? Or, again, did you have a barter system? Like,
hey, you get, if you'll do the dishes, you get to sleep here tonight.
Yeah, you get to eat supper with the rest of the family. Okay, let's try this again. Here. Okay, good morning, Live. Hello. Hello, go ahead.
I never did get paid for chores when I was a kid. My chores was feeding other dogs and carrying wood and mow the yard. I didn't get paid to do none of that.
So you had to work hard.
My head and food on the table. So
there you go. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, man. I appreciate your call today. All right, there's another one, Brennan. No money involved.
Well,
let's take one more. Good morning, Live. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Were you paid for doing chores at home growing up?
Oh, paid got to live inside.
I hear you.
Now, but we all love one another, but now you're expected to do something, and you got it done, or you got a whooping.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. All right.
Now, when we got old enough, though, I sat there and worked tobacco since I was all young enough to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
And
no
we didn't have no allowance. And
money or a whooping? Get it done or get a whooping.
Exactly.
All right, I got another call coming in here. I got another call. Thank you for your call today.
Bye now.
All right. We can get them on here. Come on now. Good morning, Live.
There was no such thing as allowance at our house. But every 9 weeks, if you got all A's on your report card, you got $5.
Hey,
well, that's good.
That's good right there. Incentive. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, well, did you get the $5? Were you that studious?
Most of the time.
Oh, good.
Very good.
Good for you. Okay. Thank you for your call today. All right, so I like that too.
I do remember that. I do think that I was incentivized as a kid for getting good grades.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing because when you're young, you don't realize it. But I mean, good grades aren't necessarily just. I mean, you're not bolstering a GPA in elementary school,
right?
But that just cultivates that, as you grow older.
Sure it does.
And anyway.
That's good. Like I said, I was paid about $2 a week back in, I think, 78, 79, 80, right in there.
Yeah.
But, I think it's kind of good in a way to teach kids about money and how to save and to, if they're wanting something, let them work for it.
I mean, I don't have any opposition to paying a child for doing anything, or your kids, and I say that as coming from that. I think it sends the wrong message if you're just so obstinate, or you're just like, I'm not paying you. You're expected to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, but you don't have to, cut a $300 check every 2 weeks either. So,
that's right.
I mean, there's
like, you take out the trash, we'll cover your phone bill. No.
I mean, in this economy, we'll cover a couple gumdrops.
That's right. Yeah. We'll get you a dozen eggs.
That's right.
All right, we're going to take a break. It's 7:39. And thank you for joining us this morning on Good Morning Live, WCLU and the Big Willie. EPB Channel 6 here in Glasgow, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We're all live.
Car wreck? Get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Insurance companies are making it tougher than ever for car accident victims, charging higher premiums and then trying to shortchange you on your injury claim. But no matter what they do, one fact remains. On average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one. Now that you know the facts, don't settle for less. Get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, there's only one thing you need to do. Call 800-800-4600. We stand up to the insurance company for all the money you deserve. Call 800-800-4600. We know how to turn low insurance offers into big settlements. When you need a lawyer, ask anyone in Kentucky. They'll say, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
Services may be performed by others. Court costs and fees are the responsibility of the client. If we win or settle your case. Source, Insurance Research Council. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome. Principal office, Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Pastor Danny White from Refuge Church of Christ.
Good morning, friends. There are a lot of people who put a lot of time and effort into planning ahead for their future. Savings accounts, retirement plans, IRAs, insurance policies. It seems that men and women are trying to the best of their ability to make sure that they will be prepared for retirement and that their estate will be passed on to a loved one after they're gone. The thought occurs to me that if people would put as much time and effort in preparing to meet God in eternity, they would be much better off. Make no mistake, we will reap what we sow. No one is going to go to heaven by accident or with little preparation. Advanced planning must be done and done carefully. It's ridiculous for one to live with little advanced planning for eternity while here on earth and expect to go to heaven when death takes him away. Have you put as much time, effort, and planning into eternity as you have into your retirement or your estate management? Heaven is a prepared place for a prepared people. Do whatever it takes. This is Danny White for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Thank you, Danny, from Refuge Church of Christ. Danny White there with our morning thought. We appreciate that. 7:41. Now, we've already given away a pizza this morning. We have a couple other giveaways, too. We have Opry Clue number 1 coming up here in just a little bit. And sometime next hour, we're going to be announcing the winner of the Dairy Queen cake to some lucky person on our birthday list, and also a Greer's Rosebud vase to another lucky person. So at 8:30 this morning here on WCLU, we have the Houchins Lucky Name program giving away some groceries this morning from our good friends at Houchins, followed by 15 or 20 minutes of Southern gospel music. On the Big Willie side of things, of course, at 8 o'clock, local news, and then we're going to get right into the real trader. Our final trader of the week, because tomorrow and Friday on the Big Willie, we'll be having the Country Cares for St. Jude Radiothon that we do every year, along with our sister station, The Beaver, 96.7, raising funds for the Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, St. Jude's there. We do this every year, and it's a I'm not going to say it's a lot of fun. It's hard, it's strenuous, but it is so worth our time. I think last year, or the last couple of years, we brought in the two stations, you folks brought in over $100,000 in those 2 days. So that'll be kicking off tomorrow morning and Friday on the Big Willie. So this will be our final trader on 94.1 and 102.3. So keep that in mind. 7:42 on this Wednesday.
One thing's for sure, seasons do change. We might not be able to predict the date of the next cold snap, but at Southern States, in business since 1923, we've seen some patterns. We're ready to fill your tanks and make sure you won't be chilled out by the seasonal changes. Southern States is ready to help you with seed and fertilizer for your pastures and your home lawns. We just love helping our customers prepare for the next season. We're Southern States, 300 Sampson Street in Glasgow.
A wind advisory in effect today, Glasgow, with an 80% chance of rain. Today's high of 51. We'll have an east wind today, 10 to 15 miles per hour, becoming 20 to 25, and winds could gust as high as 47 miles per hour today. Tonight, 40% chance of rain, breezy again, cloudy down to 33. Tomorrow, Thursday, a few sprinkles in the forecast, mostly cloudy with a high of only 37. And looking ahead to your Friday, mostly sunny, we'll top out at 45. And that's a look at your Glasgow area weather. All right, weather brought to you by Southern States. 91% humidity right now. Pressure 29.59. Winds are kicking up a little bit. We're about 11 to 12 miles per hour right now. Sunset tonight, 5:01 p.m. And again, weather brought to you by Southern States. 7:44 on this Wednesday morning, and Good Morning Live.
When T-Mobile says we've got you covered, we mean it. We've invested billions to light up our best network yet, from big cities to small towns across the country, including right here in your town. In fact, we cover 99% of people in America, and great coverage is just the beginning. Right now, families and small businesses can save 20% versus AT&T when they switch to T-Mobile. That's right, save 20% a year. And unlike the others, with our T-Mobile price lock, we guarantee we won't raise the price of your talk, text, and data, ever. With a network and savings like this, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your local T-Mobile store and save 20% when you switch today.
Coverage not available in some areas. Plan savings with 2 to 3 lines of T-Mobile Essentials versus comparable AT&T plans. Plan features and taxes and fees may vary. Price lock excludes taxes, fees, promos, and third-party services. Qualifying service required. See details at T-Mobile.com.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
Good Morning Live. It is Wednesday, the 25th day of January. This month is just about over. Hard to believe. Brendan Crane, we're going to do Opry Clue here in just a moment.
Yeah, we are.
Looking forward to that.
I think that'll be fun for you. I do have a quick news update for you.
All right.
I've just learned of there was a high-speed pursuit on I-65. I was heading northbound, but my understanding is now looks like they have ended that pursuit near mile marker 38. Here's the thing that we know. It was going northbound, like I said. At last check, officers were reporting 124 mile per hour speeds.
Goodness.
It was a BMW SUV. But they have terminated that pursuit near mile marker 38, which I don't know if that's technically in Barron County or not. I don't think it is.
Is that near Smiths Grove?
It's around that area because I was going to say pretty much at the 43 is pretty much the Barron County line. So
Yeah.
anyway, if you're traveling in that region this morning, you're wondering what's going on. That's what's going on. But I think it might be getting a little messy. You know, people always want to run from the police and then try to, start fighting. I don't understand.
And with roads wet, that could be a bad situation. Could have been. So anyway, keep that in mind today. Mile marker 38, I-65.
Yeah.
A chase.
It's northbound, but again, it's terminated. So
Yeah.
that's all you need to know this morning. That's
Okay.
all I've got. So that's all I can get to you. I've got a couple things for you today. Some pop culture news that I know won't really apply to some people because they simply don't care.
Yeah.
But we talked a little bit about it yesterday. Panic at the Disco, the band.
Yeah.
They have completely disbanded now. According to this undated dateline here, Brendan Urie, he's disbanding Panic at the Disco. It's because he's moving on to a new project, and that is fatherhood.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, Urie writes on social media that his wife Sarah is expecting a baby very soon, and he says he's going to shut down Panic after touring Europe so he can put his focus on his family. Urie was the last remaining member of the band. I have no idea what happened to the other members, so I guess that was kind of coming.
Yeah.
You have a band and then it's down to one person.
They may regroup or something, but
Yeah.
well, hats off. I mean, that's very respectful, and I don't think you'll regret it. I don't think you'll regret that at all.
Sure. I can't relate to that, obviously. I know you can. I imagine trying to do anything as you're becoming a father is a little bit of a hard thing to do at the first.
Yeah,
Because,
on a very low, tiny level as compared to that, I was traveling with a Southern gospel group when my first son was born.
Yeah.
And that was hard enough. I can't imagine being a global superstar.
For somebody asking, what do they sing? I'm going to play a little sample of a song they do. This one's popular. It's called High Hopes.
Oh, yeah.
So that is Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
It's a really
There's some
popular song.
Folks upset on social media, One person said, I just saw them in concert. How could they do this?
Yeah.
Well, that's how a baby will change a lot of things in your life.
That's true. That's true. And some other news, too, going on. This one's pretty interesting out of Nashville. Musicians are lining up to be part of Willie Nelson's 90th birthday party in Los Angeles this spring. Nelson, he'll host 2 concerts at the Hollywood Bowl on April 29th and the 30th. This man's 90 years old, and he is still kicking it.
Still touring.
The lineup includes Beck, Bob Wire, Neil Young, Snoop Dogg.
Did you say barbed wire?
Bob Wire, Weir, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Nora Jones, Tom Jones, Sheryl Crow, Miranda Lambert, Lyle Lovett, Chris Stapleton, and there's more. The Chicks, Casey Musgraves, Roseanne Cash.
Wow.
Tyler Childers, Kentucky
Yeah.
boy there. Second one. Warren Hayes, Ziggy Marley, Sturgill Simpson. There's actually 3 Kentucky boys in
Goodness.
there with Chris Stapleton, Tyler Childers, and Sturgill Simpson.
Wow.
And then also, it says here, there's going to be so many others.
Did
like
you say Snoop Dogg?
Leon Bridges, the Lumineers, the
Oh,
Abbott
wow.
Brothers. I mean, pretty much everybody.
Gosh.
So
Everybody loves Willie.
He's going to be releasing an album called I Don't Know a Thing About Love in March. So keep your eyes out for that one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
that's what I've got. So on that note, with country music, one thing we like to do here every week, James.
Yes, every
is
Wednesday.
We like to send somebody to the Grand Ole Opry.
That's right.
And while we won't do that today, we're going to do that Friday. We must give the first clue. Oz is awake and he's ready. You ready for him?
Bring him in.
All right, here he comes. Come on, Oz. Oz, where are you? Oh, here he is.
Opry clue number 1.
All right, Opry clue number 1 this week. I'll give you another clue tomorrow, your third and final clue on Friday, and then your chance to win some passes to the Opry. Here we go. This artist is an American bluegrass multi-instrumentalist, multi-IBMA Female Vocalist of the Year, and Grammy winner. That's a mouthful, but that person has accomplished all that, so I'll give you a little bit more information tomorrow. and Friday. Then your chance to win those passes if you can solve our Opry Brain Teaser this week. So there you go. Thanks, Oz, for the introduction.
Yeah, pretty neat.
7:52. What's hot on the calendar today? Anything we're talking about?
I would rather tell you about some more things that, some up-and-coming news that's going on, because this is pretty interesting.
Sure.
Did you see who's going to headline part of the Super Bowl show this year?
Chris Stapleton.
Chris Stapleton.
Yes.
Yeah, it says here out of
he's
Los Angeles.
excited.
Babyface says he's truly excited and honored to be asked to perform America the Beautiful before the Super Bowl. Chris Stapleton, he'll sing the national anthem, while Oscar-winning actor Troy Kotsur from Coda will be performing the anthem in sign language. I think that's pretty neat.
It is.
Rihanna will be the halftime performer this year. Again, the Super Bowl set for February 12th in Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, wow.
And then also mention to you the fact about Willie Nelson planning that all-star birthday bash, which I think's great.
It's going to be a lot of candles.
Yeah, but this one's pretty neat, too. John Williams, he is the oldest Oscar nominee this year. And you might be saying, who is John Williams? Well, John Williams is the composer who laid out several tracks for movies, but particularly the Home Alone soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one who wrote the ever-popular, da, 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 that song.
Yeah.
Anyway, composer John Williams, he set a record. He's the oldest person to be nominated for a competitive Oscar. Apparently, he's nominated for original score The Fabelmans, and says here he also extends his record as the most nominated living person with 53 nominations, I guess. Yeah.
Wow.
And Walt Disney had the most with 59, so he is approaching that very quickly. And lastly, I do want to get you a couple of things here. On this day in history, we have 340 days left in the year, and several things on the calendar that have happened this day in history. In 1971, on this day, Charles Manson and 3 women followers were convicted in L.A. of murder and conspiracy in the 69 slayings of 7 people, including actor Sharon Tate.
Wow.
It's been that long ago.
71.
And 10 years later, in 81, the 52 Americans held hostage by Iran for 444 days. They arrived back here in the United States.
I remember that.
And get this. In 1993, James, Sears announced it would no longer publish its famous century-old catalog.
Oh, wow.
You remember a Sears catalog?
Oh, yes.
I've heard about those, obviously.
Sears and Roebuck.
Yeah, not around in my lifetime, I guess. So anyway, that's pretty neat there for lots of different reasons. And then I'll tell you some birthdays we have going on today.
All right.
And I'll wrap it up here. Country musician, R&B singer Kina, 54. I've never heard of that person.
Okay.
Musician Matt Odemark, Jars of Clay. He's 49 today.
Jars of Clay, Christian group.
R&B singer Alicia Keys is 43 today. And finally, pop musician Callum Hood with 5 Seconds of Summer. He's 27 today.
My goodness. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, that's what I've got for you today, James.
All right. Well, we'll have more news with Brendan Crane, top of the hour. And we have the Real Trader on the Big Willie this morning. Little music to finish it out.